How's it going, YouTube? I will now be posting some of the matches that I recorded from my locals. I get to play in really cool locals. We have pro play games down here, as well as Knowhere's, two really cool stores with a lot of great players. So I now want to record some of my games, upload them on YouTube. I don't want to just record my games either, but I also want to upload some of the other players so you can check out some of the other decks that people play. And the idea here is that I'm not going to upload every single game that I play, but I'm going to find the best ones and then do commentary over them. That way you guys can hear my thoughts and, you know, it should be fun and exciting. On top of that, I'm also going to be traveling, so I'm going to Digifest in Texas, for example. So I figured it makes sense that we start recording, get some more content out there, grow the YouTube. So if you guys want to see more of this, let me know in the comments. Remember to like, subscribe, all the good stuff. So this is a match from my locals that I played in yesterday. I was playing my Leopardmon deck, which if you guys are interested, you can see the deck profile in the channel. We're playing against a purple Cherubimon. I know that Cherubimon is really exciting these days. Everybody loves the yellow base. I personally like the purple base. As you'll see from this player, just because he's playing purple base, like he's still going to be playing Bushiagumon, Luisthepanda, all the good stuff. But you get to play, you know, purple rookies. You can Digivolve over them. You have access to Lopmon, which I like a lot. You know, that said though, both Cherubimon's pretty solid. Okay, so this game, I get kind of clapped. I think it's mainly because I never see a 5. There's one 5 in security. I believe I mulliganed away 2 5s if I'm not mistaken. And then we're never going to see another one. I don't want to spoil the game too much, but I like this game because we get to see how the Leopardmon deck gets to work and function. Although game 1, it's going to be a bit of a wash. So if I don't have my pieces right, the idea is we're going to be cycling, trying to find those pieces. We build into the Restand Guru in the back, which is honestly pretty good. The Clam, pretty decent against all these hybrid decks to stop those very powerful one-cost ultimates. You see your opponent just setting up. He's got some Tamers. Bokumon, pretty solid as always. And Analog Boy, just such a powerful card for the purple hybrid. So here is where you can see that I just don't have my pieces. I hard drop Leopardmon. It's a funny play, and if you've ever played enough Digimon, you know that sometimes you just have to do this. And then you can definitely argue that like it was wrong of me to do this. But based on my hand, which if I remember the time, it's just like more level 4s. Like I could hard drop another level 4, or maybe just a couple rookies. But I don't think it's gonna lead to much. Actually, I don't think I have level 4 because then I would have evolved their Clam, right? I'm pretty sure my hand is just like level 6s and rookies. So it's like I can spam rookies and then not have a rookie to go into my breeding next turn. Or just play the Leopardmon and then I at least get something. I know that in my hand I also have my level 7, which is Bond of Friendship. So the main idea there is that if Leopardmon gets to survive, maybe my opponent checks a Tamer in security, and then I could try and punish his aggression with a Bond of Friendship. But I don't think it's gonna happen. Okay, so if I remember correctly, my hand must have been like 2 level 3s, like 2 level 6s, and a level 7, which is why I hard dropped the Leopardmon. That said though, give my opponent, you know, 9 member to work with. He gets to go absolutely crazy, gets to set up Lavramon. But as you see, like he actually doesn't end up pushing that much damage. And if I had a Davis, we could have gone into Bond of Friendship and then done some work. So, you know, we did have the rookie. I'm probably going to go into the Bond. Can at least get one of those rookies out. Now, my opponent does have the purple Kari. So if he taps purple Kari, it would force me to pass over turn, which I would lose on the spot. Now, he's going to make the misplay and not tap the Kari. But it's still too much pressure. It's too many bodies, right? We get the Bokumon out of there, of course. Check into a Cherubi. He doesn't tap Kari, so we can Howlin and freeze one of his other Digimon. He still has, you know, 3 attacks and a Tamer. So that is going to be game 1. You can see nothing really in my security that could save me. Just too many hits. So the hard drop in Leopardmon, it didn't work out, but it wasn't the worst. There is a world in which, you know, I would have hit a Davis and then I might have been okay. And again, the idea there is that it gives me something to do. Since I didn't have a level 4, we didn't have a level 5, and there's really not much else to do. Sometimes you just gotta drop it like it's hot, right? Slam that level 6 and hope that it works. Sometimes it doesn't work, right? But hey, that's the Digimon for you. Okay, so I'm down game 1. And I also want to point out that in this tournament, I didn't actually do that well. We are not like at the top of the table or anything like that. But it happens, you know, like my decks are interesting. They're my own creations, and sometimes they work out and sometimes they don't. Like with this Leopardmon, at the previous week at the PPG local, I got second place with it, which is really nice. And this week we kind of got clapped, but such is life, right? Okay, we're going into game 2 here. Let's see if we can show a better display of the Leopardmon. You can see one of the weaknesses of the deck for sure is that the Leopardmon deck requires like the full chain, right? Like I need the full chain to be able to do my cool plays and show off what the deck could do. And since I couldn't find the specific pieces, you know, level 5 in that case, I just wasn't really able to do much, right? And maybe that's one of the things that stops this from being like a better deck, right? And see, I do go for the Mulligan again. And honestly, a lot of this right now is me learning how to do the Mulligan. If you guys are playing and practicing with the Mulligan, you might notice that it's actually really tough. It's hard to know when you should Mulligan and when you should not, right? Because as you Mulligan, you send those cards to the bottom of the deck, and sometimes you just never see them. Okay, early Kari, super annoying. We do have a rookie to work with, the Beamon. Also, hopefully, you know, it's my first time recording, but I think it looks good. But you guys let me know. I'm trying to figure it out. The tripod is nice. I think it looks good. Okay, just hit into Cherubimon. So Sorijo is kind of nice, just as a way to like memory choke him. But this also might mean that I'm missing pieces, right? And with the mat, I'm not going to be able to memory choke him anyway. Usually with the Leopardmon deck, you kind of want to go out, get as many Pokémons in play as possible. I go with the Quadramon there. You might be wondering like, oh, well, you have a rookie. Why not just Digivolve into the rookie, right? And stick with the card draw. The idea is that since I don't have my pieces, I would do that and then have to like play a rookie, right? Which means that I would just spend like the 6 memory or 5 memory and then draw 1 card. While if I just hard play Quadramon, I draw 2 cards and it's the same because he's still going to 3 because of mat and I still get 2 bodies, right? So the idea there is that I get 1 extra card draw as I'm clearly fishing for pieces. And looks like we now drew a level 5. I don't Digivolve into the back. I feel like I don't want to fall behind. So we just instantly go into the wear. It's not the greatest stack. The Quadramon is cool to bring out. But card draw at this point is not that great. We need like good effects, blockers, things of that nature. He goes into Neo Devi and swings, which honestly is a bit of a risky swing. But you can see he's just going really aggressive now. Getting me down to, I believe it's 2 security. Yeah, the Neo Devi, interesting, kind of risky, but it survives. It pays off for him. He gets to go into Cherubi, pop my rookie, and then honestly, it's a good setup for him, right? It's like Cherubi's 12k, doesn't die easily, and if I kill it, he's gonna get 2 bodies, right? So actually, pretty tough to deal with. We'll see what we could do. The metal is kind of nice. Like I said, though, getting the Quadramon, like sure, card draw is okay, but we need things that can impact the board. When Quadramon gets played from the stack, we get the draw 2, which is really good. Hopefully by now I've drawn a lot of cards and we have pieces. Sorijo can, you know, strip some sources. If metal died there, I'd probably lose the game on the spot. Honestly, 11k, it's kind of risky, but they should only really have Cherubimon. I believe this player has a 1-off Anuzmon, which we wouldn't die into insecurity. But that's one of those swings we have to take, right? It's a risk. We take it. It pays off. Metal's still hanging in there. Question is, what do we do now, right? Only 1 memory to work with. The Cherubimon is kind of nice because we get the restand. So that the metal is not going to just get swung over. And we're set up with another level 5. Problem is that we have Sorijo instead of Davis. And Sorijo can be fantastic. But it also might not guarantee me the memory I need to work with. He's going to go ahead and pop his Cherubimon. I feel like he should have attacked first. Right, he's going to the aggressive. I feel like he should just try and close the game out. I don't know if popping the Cherubi like that is necessarily correct. Cherubi just existing on the board was already putting a lot of pressure on me. I don't think you do this play unless you're either going to lose or you're going for game, right? Like the Luisthepanda heal is good for him, but I don't think it does enough. I actually think he downgraded his board. Gonna go with the Koichi from the Digimon, and he's gonna start Digivolving. Now, one of the things about BT7 is that everybody's always evoing over the hybrids and you're always swinging. But you have to keep in mind, if you play the Tamer that turn, that hybrid cannot attack. So my opponent goes into a Digimon, he's like, hey, let me swing, you know, and I don't think he's doing this from a malicious intent, he just like forgot, right? You're used to like, you have your Tamers, you Digivolve over them, you can always swing, right? In this case, it was played this turn, he cannot attack. If he goes into another Cherubimon, it would be okay, I suppose, right? Still keep up the pressure. Only has the Beamon to pop, so it's not the greatest since I have a level 5 and a level 6. And at this point, since he played Luisthepanda and the Nemon, he's going to be giving me extra memory no matter what. Gonna spend the option to clear both the bodies. It does pass over quite a bit of memory though. With the Sword Joe, I go to 8. And we have Metal, which means it's definitely time for Bond of Friendship, assuming I have it, which I hope I do. So in this case, Bond of Friendship is just played as a good level 7 for the deck. We have Inheribles, which let me restand, gain a memory. Really, really powerful stuff. And honestly, who needs Gabumon synergy, right? He's just a great level 7. Being able to send stuff to the bottom of the deck, absolutely massive in this format. I feel like whenever Bond of Friendship gets to go off, it's usually how we're winning the games, right? Like I make a good line with Metal or Leopard, and then Bond of Friendship can carry the game. My deck can get a bunch of extra memory. We can sneak into the Bond of Friendship and then just start swinging. 14K is so safe these days. A lot of decks are not playing the big level 7s right now. Like, yeah, there is Susano, but a lot of people don't play him, and 14 just feels super safe. And I still have a lot of memory to work with, so we're going to start building our backup plan. Although I'm only at, you know, almost no security, and he's got a Tamer and Hybrid, so we're going to just slam the Grizzly. Only put him to 4, which is not a massive amount of memory, but the Grizzly should be enough to keep me alive. And next turn we have 2 swings from the Bond, plus whatever is in the back that we might still build up on. I believe that stack has the Restand, Garurumon, so we can definitely get a lot of extra attacks from it. In this case, I want to just immediately block. I don't want to take any more chip damage. My mindset is, if he's going to Digivolve into some sort of hybrid and like try to swing over the Grizzly, I'm totally okay with that, because that means he's not going for my face. And if he's swinging at phase, then I still get value out of Grizzly because he blocked an attack and then he gets to live, right? Since I know I'm not losing this turn no matter what. Blue memory just means that we have even more memory to work with. Digimon also does not die. He might just... Oh, Kaisenel! It works in security, so hey, we get a free level 6. It's honestly just a vanilla, but hey, vanilla free 11,000 Digimon, we will take that. He's gonna go into the Cherubi, he can pop the Grizzly, but at this point the game is over, right? I think for the Cherubimon player here, if we could say there was a mistake or a line of play that maybe he should have done differently, I think it's he popped the Cherubi a bit too early. He might have just been like eager to like do the cool Cherubimon play, but I think if he held off a little bit more, it could have been much more powerful. Also, the Metal did work. He was able to get restand with the Digimon. And then, like I said, the Bond of Friendship just kind of hard carrying. At this point, we get too many restands. I have too much memory to work with. And really, no matter what he has in security, it's going to be GG. Kind of just going through the motions here. Didn't actually get to play Leopard, and honestly, I know that we call this a Leopardmon deck, but it's 4 MetalGarurumon and 2 Leopard. Most of the time, obviously, the Metal is the one that puts in the work, but I do like Leopardmon quite a bit. Deathclaw kills the Garuru, but it's not going to be enough. We had way too many swings. Okay, so we're now 1-1. Here we're playing with Mulligan, but no side decks, which honestly is how the game is probably going to end up if I had to guess. The side decks are pretty interesting. I'm curious to see how it's going to develop, how it's going to play out at, you know, the big events like DigiFest, which again I will be going to both of them, and it's going to be very exciting. But I'm not sure if it's actually going to stick with the game. I will say though, in my testing, in my experience, Mulligan for sure should stay with the game. Especially the way that they handle Mulligan. I like that, as I was saying, it's hard. You don't always know if you should or should not Mulligan. And the idea is not that it makes the combo decks better, but rather that it makes the unplayable hands into maybe playable hands. Because if you play enough Digimon, you know that, yeah, like, you can always just hard drop a level 5 or level 6. You can hard drop a Leopardmon if that's what you want to do, right? But sometimes that does not lead to anything good, and you definitely can get unplayable hands in Digimon. So I think I like the Mulligan. I think we're gonna be going first here. I'm a go second gamer. I always like going second, and once again, you see me Mulligan, right? So in this case, Mulligan's helping me out. I am playing a lower rookie count, which I think is something to test out, you know, if you have the Mulligan available. We still play like 12 rookies and memory boost, plus tamers that can search rookies, and sometimes you're still not going to get them. Davis is a pretty good opener. I think that's the Gomamon in the back. I do like the Gomamon, gets even better in BT8. And honestly, if you like the Leopardmon deck that I'm playing now, again, do check out the deck list. And also, like, this deck becomes pretty popular in BT8. It doesn't become a Leopardmon deck, but because of the Jogress, MetalGarurumon is really good, as you can, you know, swing summon bodies and then use those bodies to Jogress for free evolutions. So it becomes a real deck, and a pretty good one at that. If you don't have your metals, I say pick them up. And if you're excited for that deck, because you know it exists in BT8, then hey, try it out in BT7, because it's still pretty solid. Bukamon is a fantastic egg. You see me take the Cherubimon. My opponent is once again going very aggro with the rookies, so no surprise we want to try and get some defense. I do play both Koalamon and Grizzly. I know a lot of people don't play blockers this format, but for this deck it's nice. You can Digivolve in the chain and then use your 6s to bring them out. Okay, we have 3 members to work with. Hopefully a level 6. Hey, there's the metal again. I hope I get to play Leopard. I don't remember. There's the full combo, right? So we swing, restand, gain the memory, get the memory for the baby. You can see how strong that was, right? Like, I started the turn with 3. Right now we have 2 memory left over, 2 bodies. Pretty good. That's the full metal combo. And here it's like, okay, you have the metal that can no longer summon anything under it, but that's where the Bond of Friendship comes into play, right? Going to Bond with the Herald to get extra memory, pretty powerful. But we're going to just use the Grizzly and the Koalamon to set up double blocker, since I don't want to lose to being rushed down. And also memory choke, because this game he played a bunch of the rookies, but he wasn't able to set up those tamers just yet. At this point my board is pretty insane. And honestly, this is just off of 1 metal with a good stack, right? Again, I cannot stress enough how good the Bukamon baby is. And metal with the old Garurumon, just a classic combo. Like, imagine what you can do in the future, right? Like, you get the 2 bodies, Jogress into a Chimeramon for 0. Chimeramon clears the board, and then you go into another level 6, right? So it gets pretty fancy. There he's gonna set up the Koichi. He does have Pokemon to work with. Doesn't swing, as we have, you know, blockers. But now this is definitely my game. The Bond of Friendship is there. It's gonna fully clear the board, give me extra memory for the restand. And at this point, it's about not throwing the game. I'm very clearly in the lead, right? So in cases like this, I think about like, okay, how could I possibly lose this game? Like, what could happen, even as rare or as, you know, like, what crazy thing could happen that could lead me to lose the game? And we try to avoid that scenario, which is why in this case, we don't swing with anything else. I don't want to swing into a mat. I don't want to swing into a board clear. I don't want to give him anything, right? Like, I know I have 2 blockers. He's not going to get 3 memory. He cannot answer the Bond of Friendship because we have blockers, as he tries to, you know, swing with retaliation, but Grizzly can block that and kill the Kaiser Leomon. And then next turn, for sure, we were going to have game with the Bond of Friendship swinging twice, giving me an extra memory. And if we sequence our attacks properly, there should be nothing in security that could save him, right? So basically the game, we got a great line with the metal, did the full combo, able to close the game out with the Bond of Friendship. And then just solid plays. It's nothing fancy, right? Just making sure that we don't take unnecessary risks. And then sequence properly to play around security shenanigans. So pretty solid game. Here we had, you know, nice line. Davis to start with. Yeah, we're going to see I swing with the Garuru first. Swing restand. Get the extra memory. And swing for game. So that's going to be the Leopardmon deck. I know we didn't see Leopardmon again, but, you know, Bukamon deck, whatever you want to call it, against Purple Cherubi. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Again, I'm going to be recording more games. Say hi in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.